Hey, welcome in.
Welcome to the Arrowhead Addict podcast.
We are here coming to you live.
Let me tell you, the dopamine, it's flowing.
I am damn excited. Damn excited.
We are so excited to be joining you guys tonight.
Oh! Well, how you doing, man? Patrick.
Will Sterling.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion, two-time Pro Bowler, and Trent Green. Trent Green, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, he picked it up! He picked it up! He's gonna
And we'll see you next week. But until then, as always, go Chiefs.
What's up, addicts? Welcome into another edition of Primetime Prospects, where we talk about the biggest prospects and the biggest games in college football for the Kansas City Chiefs draft in 2026. And this week, it will not be a challenge to find great football games. Oh, baby, it is championship weekend, and we've got three great games on the slate. No shade towards the ACC, but we're going to be focusing on the three big conferences and their three big games. And what better game to start with than number one, Ohio State versus number two, Indiana in Indianapolis, 7 p.m. on Fox. This game is going to be chock full of NFL talent. We're going to go to the defensive line of Ohio State and talk about Caden McDonald, the brick house from Ohio State. He's 6'3", 330 pounds. Where's number 98 on the defense? He is Pro Football Focus's number 2 overall graded interior defensive lineman. He has an elite 91.8 run defensive grade. He leads FBS and PFF run stops. And I'll say this, he is an emerging pass rusher at this time, but he's dominant against the run. And if you can have a guy who can two gap, stop the run, and make it so you can put 4 down linemen and still be solid against the run, that's something the Chiefs have not had in quite some time. At 330 pounds, he plays with power. His snap to reset the line of scrimmage and the range that he makes plays in, he has the range to fill multiple gaps. He is a very dominant run stuffer. I think right now he's probably an emerging pass rusher. He's a late first round talent, primarily known for his elite run defense. But you're not moving this guy. I think he's a better run defender than Tyleik Williams was. I think he's a better run defender than Mozzie Smith or Kenneth Grant, who are some of the more recent kind of run stuffing defensive tackles that have went in the first round. Don't be surprised if this guy goes early in the draft, top 20. I could see, because this type of guy who can bring this type of impact to the run game, it's special. And again, he's a twitched up athlete at 6'3", 326 pounds. So you're talking about like a Jordan Davis type of player, where can he grow into being a pass rusher? I have him at shades of Ali McNeil, the defensive tackle from the Lions. On the other side of the ball, Elijah Surratt, the wide receiver from Indiana. He's number 13 on the offense. He's 6'2", 213 pounds. He's got 650 yards on the season and 11 touchdowns. He's been a great red zone weapon for them. He's physical, reliable possession receiver. He does not drop the ball very often. He's got great body control, and he's good at high pointing the ball in contested catch situations. He's smart. He's savvy. His route running is pretty polished for a collegiate wide receiver. The top end speed, it's not great. This isn't a guy that you're designing yak opportunity for, but you know, at Indiana with Kurt Signetti, he knows no block, no rock. He blocks his ass off in the run game. He's got a high floor. Like, I see him as a wide receiver 3, wide receiver 2, dependable, tough, consistent. Surratt is comfortable playing through contact during his routes. He uses his hands well to dislodge the ball. If the DBs are trying to punch at it, he holds on to it tight. He's just a win in the margins type of wide receiver. I see shades of Cortland Sutton. I also could see him filling a Demarcus Robinson-like role in the Chiefs offense back when he was here. Let's head on down to the South. In the Southeastern Conference Championship, Georgia, number 3 versus Alabama, number 9 in Atlanta. We're going to talk about Jeremy Bernard, the wide receiver from Alabama, number 5 on offense. This game is on at 3 p.m. on ESPN, by the way. He's 6'1", 205 pounds. He's got 2 seasons of over 700 yards, career high 6 touchdowns this year. He's savvy, he's versatile, and he possesses the ball. Again, kind of in that same vein that we were talking about when we were talking about Surratt. This is a guy who's going to do the dirty work for you. I think the Chiefs, they've got enough toys. They've got Rishi Rice, they've got Xavier Worthy. We haven't seen anything from Jalen Royals yet. This is a dirty work guy who can line up and play X for you and dig out guys in the run game and still win at the catch point. He's a polished, physical route runner, thrives between the hashes, using pacing, leverage, and strength to separate on in-breaking routes. I love him on a dig, something that the Chiefs could use a lot more of in the middle of the field. Again, a limited vertical threat. This isn't a high-speed guy. This isn't a guy that you're going to be looking for down the field, but the Chiefs have those type of guys. Again, see him as a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. He's got great connection with potential number 1 overall pick, Ty Simpson, the quarterback from Alabama. I see shades of Josh Palmer, who's now with the Bills, but Chiefs fans got a good first-hand look at Josh Palmer when he was with the Chargers. On the other side of the ball, the very talented C.J. Allen, the linebacker from Georgia. He's 6'1", 235 pounds, PFF's 3rd overall run defender at the linebacker position with a 91.2 grade. He's been credited with 36 solo run stops, which means 36 times he's filling that run gap and bringing the runner down there. He's one of the youngest players in this class, too. He doesn't turn 21 until a month before the draft in March. He's explosive with a high upside 3-down linebacker potential, elite athleticism. Right now, the athletic tools don't quite match the coverage ability with him. Like if you go look at his coverage numbers, they're pretty mediocre. But you see the flashes there. And we know linebackers is a developmental position. Think about Jack Campbell, the first-round linebacker that the Lions took back in 2023. He's just now kind of emerging as that type of every down, middle of the defense linebacker. C.J. Allen right now is a run stuffer. He can get on the field at the NFL level and be an impact player, and he can develop into that green dot, that dime backer who can, cover all hash to hash of the field. He's a run stuffer. He's a demon. He loves to tackle. You're going to find lots of good downhill triggering from him. He loves to blow guys up, and he does have that athleticism. You can see on his tape, there are flashes of him being able to carry something vertically up the seam. I could see him sneaking into the back end of round 1 or maybe even early day 2. But I think if you're talking about best player available, forgetting about the position, this could be one of the guys that could make some sense for the Chiefs. I see shades of Deion Henley, the linebacker from the Chargers. And if you've watched Chargers play defense, it's hard not to see Henley popping. Our final game of the championship Saturday, it's the Big 12 championship. Number 4, Texas Tech, and number 11, BYU in Jerry World at 11 a.m. on ABC. It's Patrick Mahomes' NIL collective versus the crumble cookie empire of BYU. We're going to talk about Lee Hunter, the big run-stuffing defensive tackle, number 2 on defense. Previous prospects, we talked about Jacob Rodriguez, the linebacker, the top-graded linebacker in college football via PFF. Today we're going to talk about a guy who's filling the gaps for Jacob Rodriguez. Lee Hunter, he's 6'4", 330 pounds, massive, powerful interior run defender, similar to that Caden McDonald profile. Not quite the dominant player. He's a little bit more rotational as well too. Elite anchor strength. He can 2-gap with the best of them. He disrupts run schemes, whether it's being stretched horizontally or going downhill in like a gap or a duo type of run. The thing that I just really like him, this guy's a high floor. Like I just see a guy that you can take on day 2, maybe even early day 3, who's got a high track record of high level productivity, 58 run stops, 49 pressures over the last 2 seasons. He's not super athletic. He's not a guy who's going to, probably emerge as the next Calais Campbell, but this guy can rotate in for you against the run and make an impact there and still has some high end potential. I see and this guy's on the Chiefs practice squad right now from Western Kentucky, Broderick Martin. I know that Broderick Martin hasn't really turned into anything right now, but that sort of big, powerful guy who can stretch horizontally and vertically. I really like him on a late day 2, early day 3 pick for the Chiefs. Last player that we're going to talk about today is L.J. Martin, the running back from BYU. This guy is fun to watch. He's a big boy, 6'2". He's listed at 220. Todd McShay reported on his show that he thinks he's closer to 230. He wears number 4. He is a big bruising back that can catch the ball. He's not a huge part of the passing game at BYU, but he kind of reminds me of the running back from the Giants. He kind of reminds me of Cam Scadaboo, where the hands are actually surprisingly soft despite him being a big bruiser. I don't think that he's going to be quite the impact player that Cam Scadaboo was when he was healthy for the Giants, but I think this guy might have a little bit more longevity because of his size. He's a lot bigger than Scadaboo. He wears tacklers down over the game. Like this guy, the first couple of carries he gets, looks good. As the game goes on, those defenders, they don't want to tackle this guy. He's got great acceleration for his size. Like I said, McShay called him a top 5 productive back in the class. He's got over 1,200 yards this season, 11 touchdowns, 0 fumbles, by the way. This guy takes care of the ball. 53 forced missed tackles this season, which ranks top 14 in the NFL or in college football. I have him as shades of Le'Veon Bell. His patience, his size, his ability to punish tacklers. Really like him as a guy who can just gobble up those empty yards in light boxes that the Chiefs defense or Chiefs offense might be facing. Guys, this is one of the best weekends in college football. There's a lot on the line for some of these teams who are trying to make the college football playoff, and there's a lot of strategy here too. Are Ohio State and Indiana going to see each other again? We don't know. What about Georgia, Alabama? Could we see this matchup 3 times this season? It will be interesting to see. Make sure you check out the Arrowhead Addict big board. Arrowhead Addict is the place where Chiefs fans come together. We talk about the Chiefs and we get ready for the draft. No matter what happens this season with the Chiefs, we'll have you going up all the way to the day of the draft and draft day coverage. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always from Arrowhead Addict, go Chiefs.